Hello guys, Namaskar, I'm Ronit and welcome back to my channel, The Bong Connection. So today I'm going to react to a video from Brut India. This is a video where Sushant Singh Rajput addresses IIT students, few IIT students from IIT Bombay, and he shares his life story and his struggle because he was an engineer. So he shared his story. This video is from the year 2016. And here we get to know what he really felt about being an actor and everything that he stood for. So yeah, this is kind of a tribute to him because I felt that his movies are very recent. Like, instead of reacting to his songs, which I have reacted to most of his songs and his movies from back, this is the best way of knowing him more in a person's sense of matter. And you know, though I knew him way before he joined Bollywood because he used to act in TV shows. Like, his first TV show was not Pavitra Rishta, it was before that he was in some other TV show as well. But his full-length feature star cast was in, his debut was in Pavitra Rishta. So yeah, he started along that. But I actually came to know about him from Jhalak Dikhla Jaye. I used to watch it with my parents and used to root for him so much. I was a huge fan from that dance show because I came to know that he was such a talented dancer. He was such a good looking guy, such a down-to-earth person, and yeah, I could relate to him so much. So I loved him way before he joined Bollywood, and when he joined Bollywood I was very excited. And I think he's one of the very underrated actors because we don't really talk about Sushant Singh Rajput. We don't really say that, oh, he is my favorite actor. How many of you guys actually like him as an actor? How many of you guys can say that, yeah, Sushant Singh Rajput is my favorite actor? We never name him in the top actors list. Even Ayushmann Khurrana and Rajkumar Rao are named, but he never gets a name. So yeah, he is one of the most underrated actors, I can definitely say that. And now, after his death, it's very sad that people are going to take notice. So it's really sad. But yes, let's go and revisit this video, The Understated Wisdom of Sushant Singh Rajput. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
So excuse me if I falter, excuse me if I don't make sense, excuse me if I get a panic attack right now, but I'll try my best.
We love you anyway!
That was a lovely introduction, thank you so much for that. I had this habit of carrying chips in colleges, so
I had that.
I became an actor because I had a problem. I was an introvert. You know, I'm the youngest in my family, and I was so pampered in my house that when I used to step out, I didn't know how to deal with people. So I gradually became this very shy introvert kid who could not talk. Well, I still cannot talk, and I have this stage fright. So what I do generally as an actor is I hide behind all these fascinating characters, and then I'm confident. But like right now, as I'm not acting, so there are problems that I'll screw it up.
That explains a lot about
So excuse me if I falter,
problems.
excuse me if I don't make sense, excuse me if I get a panic attack right now, but I'll try my best.
We love you anyway!
Alright, I would love to share my journey with you, my learnings, and in case you decide to drop out and join me in Bollywood, it will come very handy. So, I was thinking in the car, what do I talk about? What can I tell you that you already don't know? I'm assuming, and I think most probably, you guys are way much more smarter and better than what I was when I was your age. But after deep thinking, I zeroed down into two things that I can actually discuss about. These two things talk about chasing your dreams and actually living your dreams, which unfortunately nobody mentioned to me when I was starting out. And those two things are, can I write down? Can you see this board? I always wanted to do this in front of professors, so I just... So those two things are, the biggest lie and the only truth about success that I was told about. Now, the biggest lie was money plus recognition is equal to happiness, is equal to success. So let me begin by mentioning that I come from a very middle class family. And when I was growing up, money was a big differentiator in my life. Also, in the 3 generations of my family that I know of that are documented, nobody knew what fame felt like. So basically, both money and recognition were missing when I started out. So I already started out as a failure. Let me be very precise. My family told me that I had to become an engineer. Medicals were booked for my sisters. So once I'm an engineer, then I can, try civil services examination, and then probably, that will be like opening the doors for all kind of happiness, and I'll be forever successful. I'll be forever happy. This is the conditioning that I experienced when I was growing up. All right, fair enough. Good deal. So I became very good in studies. Did fairly well in my 10th board exams. And then off I went to Delhi for my +2, got myself enrolled in a nice school, and Vidyamandir and Fiji and half a dozen of other coaching institutes. And I used to share my room with 3 other similar aspirants. What it meant was, every day after finishing my assignments, school assignments, and preparing for my engineering entrance exam, I had to wash my clothes and I had to cook food for myself. But I wasn't complaining. Well, it was worth it, because after all, I was, for the very first time in my life, I was so close to become successful for the first time in my life. So finally I slogged, I got selected for several engineering colleges, and I decided to take admission in Delhi College of Engineering, which is now known as DTU. Thank you. Were you my senior or junior? There was a celebration like this in my family too. I could finally stop for a while and breathe, I was telling myself that, you know what? Now you have made it. You should be happy because you're supposed to be happy. But it wasn't working that much. Something was missing. There was a void that I could feel. So I thought maybe something bigger was required. For some reason, incessantly, while the first 18, 19 years of my life, the future me was much happier, much successful than the present me. So I was like, all right, fine. So I was forcing myself. I promised, I started preparing for civil services examination, and I was forcing myself to slog, but I was bored. UPSC exams were still far away. In the meantime, I thought of doing theatre, and I thought to learn dance because to counter the shyness that I still have, and also because there were no girls in my engineering college for some reason. I felt cheated, man. We slog so much, you crack the entrance exam and you find that there are no girls. So somebody told me that there are very good-looking girls in dance schools. So I was like, fine, I'll go there. And once I started with performing arts, I knew one thing for sure. I knew that I quite liked it. And 3 years later, imagine me sitting in the campus, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm really interested in performing arts. And all I want to do is to earn money and to be recognized. So if I become a movie star, I actually was very serious, and I dropped out, oh my gosh, in the 3rd year, when I was just 2 semesters away from getting the degree, engineering degree. Came to Mumbai, got heavily into theatre and also other skills that I thought were necessary to become an actor. And by the way, this time I stayed with 6 other guys in a single room kitchen, but this time I was prepared for it. This time, there was one difference. I was driven. My self-respect was at stake. My ex-college mates, one of them is sitting right here in black shirt, they thought that I was that disaster that folks in engineering and B schools should never become. So I had to prove a point to everybody. I had to prove a point to my family. Most importantly, I had to prove a point to myself. And this was the time when I was also a background dancer. So I was dancing behind all the possible stars that you can think of, Shah Rukh Khan, Shahid Kapoor, everybody. And I was thinking to myself while I was performing, okay, it's just 3 steps away, there I have to get. And everything will be sorted. And I kept going like that. And 2 years later, guess what? I got myself my first big break. I was selected for a primetime show on a TV. Now hear me out, it was seriously a big break because I started earning. People started recognizing me. To be honest, I would deliberately go and roam in all these malls so that people could look at me,
That's
smile,
so mean.
ask for my photo. And I was watching myself on TV for the first time. You have no idea how it feels for somebody like me to, I was looking at me and I was looking at myself every day on TV. It was a big, big, big high. I also suddenly discovered that I actually had many friends. I'm like, who were absent all this while, but suddenly they popped up. And the show became popular. I was making good money to a point that money stopped being a differentiator in my life. And I was becoming more and more popular. Now I cannot go to all those malls that I was going all alone. So I wanted somebody to be with me, to save me. I bought myself my first dream house. I bought myself my dream car. And just a note to you as well. I was getting such female attention that my engineering college friends could only possibly dream of. So I was having a time of my life. And then something unusual happened. I got used to everything. And I felt cheated. I stayed with all these dreams for 10 and 15 years of my life. I was promised happiness and I was promised success. But all these things stayed with me just for a few days. And I'm punctuating me because I started from zero money and zero recognition. So I was not happy. How can that it be? I didn't like this version of success. And the future me again was luring the present me. But this time, I decided otherwise. I would do something else. So that gets us to the second point, which is the only truth. I won't take too much time. I'll just try to keep it short. I figured something. I figured that something seemingly big things were not that big once I got them. And looking back in the past, I realized that maybe smaller things were way bigger. And there was one thing that was missing in my life that was the cause of this illusion. And that thing that was missing was now. I was, all these years, I was obsessed about what's gonna happen. I used to draw those flowcharts that we are taught in schools. But if this happens, I'll do that, and 6 months from now, I'll be here. So I wanted to be in control. I was so obsessed about my future. I was taking the entire responsibility about the past. But all I was doing was frequently swinging from past to future, not living in actual sense. Well, I also figured that when I perform on stage or in front of camera, I'm so much excited. I am so much interested. I was paying so much attention that there was no room to think about future or the past. I was just there in the moment. I was alive in true sense when I was performing. And for the first time, trust me, in a long time, I understood the true meaning of success, which was not money plus recognition, but it was now plus excitement. This realization happened in 2011, and it has been 5 years. Now let me share another very short story with you. When I was in school, 4 to 5:30 p.m. was the time when I was allowed to go out and play. I was asked to be an engineer, but the entire day I used to wait for 4 p.m. to happen. I would step out, and the next 1.5 hours felt like 5 minutes. I didn't understand this then, but now very honestly, very confidently, I can tell you this, that I'm living that 4 to 5:30 life right now since last 5 years. Cause and effects are not different. Excitement is the cause, excitement is the effect. I get tired again and again because all these success mantras that we talk about, hard work, belief, focus, vision, risk-taking, talent, perseverance, we can go on and on. But all these success mantras are now the side effects of the process itself. I'm so engaged, it commands my attention so much that there is nothing else that I can think about. So hard work doesn't feels like hard work. And there's nothing else that you can do but to persist. Talent you will cultivate. Vision you will get. Focus, there is no other way because it's commanding your attention so much. So here I am right now, 5 years down the line. Money and fame, although still could not earn back their reputation in my life. But let me show you one thing. I have much more of them than I had ever planned. And the best thing, my college, one of the professors who is very dear to me called me recently about asking me to plan this interaction with students, and I very humbly requested that can I get my degree back. and it's happening, and I'm very excited again. Thank you so much, guys.
So I think he definitely got his degree after this, because I heard that he was an engineering student and he actually was one of the top students there. He also won a physics Olympiad. He was a gold medalist. I heard that. I'm not sure. I have to check the facts. But this video, many people will say that, okay, he made this video, he went out and inspired so many students out there, so many people out there, and what happened to him? Why did he do what he did now? So I can tell you that, we need to take the positive things out of this video. We cannot focus on the negativity right now because we already are surrounded with a lot of negativity. We are facing the biggest crisis in a long time. Like, we didn't imagine that this year is going to be this bad. The situation is not better. So instead of focusing on the bad aspects, we need to focus on the positive aspects. It's very hard, it's very difficult, I understand, because a lot of people are going through depression every day. Mental health issues are very normal and common because the people who are staying alone, away from their family, the people who are facing depression are getting depressed more and more because of this corona pandemic, because it's forcing them to get bogged down by all these frustrations and all these negative thoughts. But what this video can do, is just encourage you to take the positive out of the negatives. I know that this person is no more with us, but this person has definitely said few things which needs to stay with you. You need to take the positives out of this. And yes, maybe there is a certain point where he couldn't take it anymore, and even the most positive people can be bogged down by negative thoughts. It's okay. Like, you guys see me talk about positive things all the time. I'm being optimistic, I'm smiling, I'm talking to you guys, and you guys actually message me, you guys DM me and tell me that you are so positive, can you help me out, can you please share your story with us, can you please find a solution to my problems. But you also need to know that it's only after going through such negativity and such depressive thoughts that I am in such a position. I conquered through all those struggles, those obstacles. So I was once upon a time a very negative person. I once was a person who used to suffer with a lot of inferiority complex. I was bogged down with a lot of negative thoughts, and after conquering them with my own self, by my own, nobody knew what was going on. Only I knew it, and I conquered through all only through my willpower. Many people can, many people cannot, but that doesn't mean that you have to take everything negatively. Just because you're going through something very depressive and very sad doesn't mean that your life is over. You just need to hold on to a little ray of hope, a small ray of hope. And I'm not saying that you can talk to everyone. Yes, of course. Like Sushant mentioned that he was a very shy and introvert person. So what happens if a shy and introvert person who is not open to people, who cannot talk to people, succumbs to this negativity? I can suggest that you can go to a psychiatrist, because they are the best people. They will never judge you. They will listen to your whole story and provide you solutions that you can actually apply in your real life. And it's very important for people to go and do a thorough checkup, because mental health is as important as physical health. We don't really give importance to mental health, which is very, very sad, because we think that just going to a psychiatrist makes you a crazy person. You're not psychotic. You're not a crazy person if you're going to a psychiatrist. You're just going there to do a regular routine checkup of how mentally positive you are. And you need to know that physical wounds and physical scars can be healed. They can be put back together. But if you're broken mentally, it's going to be so tough on you, so hard on you. It's way worse than physical pain. Mental pain is way worse. Like even if you're like the people who become handicapped after an accident, maybe they gain a false limb or a false leg or whatever it is. They start walking and they start talking to people. But if they are negative from inside, that okay, my life is over, I cannot do anything from here, people are going to see me in a different way, I'm not beautiful, I'm an ugly person, then what will happen is that you will never be able to overcome that negativity. You will always be in that position. You will be held back from being an optimistic and positive person. So mental health is very important. It's very important for you to be positive throughout. Even in the worst situations, you need to find a small positive light, small positive point, just to hold on to that positive light so that you can just move forward. I do that. I apply that on myself because I have been through a lot. Maybe not equally to you people. Many people have faced, like everyone faces their own set of problems. Like I had my own set of problems. Still now I'm facing a lot of problems. But life is all about having problems. Life cannot be hunky-dory all the time. You need to have those negativities so that you can actually struggle through them, you can conquer them, and then be at a position where you can finally say, yes, I did it. I finally conquered them. So I wish for all of you guys to take this video in a very positive way. That particular line which she said, that line definitely is going to stay with me. I think it's mentioned in the description as well. The biggest lie was money plus recognition is equal to happiness. Very, very true. Just because you are earning a lot of money or you are recognized by everyone doesn't mean you will be happy forever. There are a lot of factors that works in and against you mentally, and you need to understand that. Okay, So as long as you understand that, as long as you can hold on to the positivity and optimism, you will be successful, you will be happy throughout. So yeah, it's up to you to make your life positive. Only you can do that. But if you wish to do that in a positive way, we all can help you. Everybody will be ready to help you out. Just you need to just find that way. Guys, that's it for my video. I like this video. I will take this positive wisdom that he shared with those students, because he was not only sharing this with the IIT students, he shared it with us. I got to know so many things about him, and he's truly an inspiration. From where he belonged to where he went was an incredible transition, and I will always and forever remember him as a true idol. And no matter what he did afterwards, I truly thank him for entertaining us through his movies, because he was an amazing actor. And though I never said that he was my favorite actor, he was definitely one of my favorite actors. I never mentioned him in my videos, and it's my fault as well, just as it's yours. But we need to appreciate these underrated actors, okay? So yeah guys, that's it. Put a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts and suggestions, and let me know if you have such inspiring stories of conquering your mental thoughts and negativities and mental health issues. I would love to hear them. Okay guys, I will be seeing you guys again. Till then, ciao.